Hello and welcome. This is Kevin, also known as AWOL. And today it's time to review all the bracelets we made in the month of June. A lot of good ones here. We started out with this one. This is pattern 3917 over on friendshipbracelets.net. In fact, all of the patterns came from there. It's like an arrowhead, but like the diamond has like a slightly larger instead of like the single dots. So that kind of made it different, kind of made the edges a little bit different. Turned out nice. It was different. It's not the kind of arrowhead that I personally prefer. So it took, it kind of changed what I didn't normally do. And it was a bit more of a challenge, but turned out cool. It's a nice bracelet. All right, next one. This is the arrowhead that I like. It's got the single dot in the center of each one of the diamonds. But this time we tried the same pattern. This is pattern 28, by the way. We tried the same pattern, but we started at the top and let it come to the center and let it do whatever at the center and bounce itself back the other way. So you get this really cool little, like a figure eight that looks like, like lightning shooting in at it or something. It's really fun. I really like how this one turned out. Also like the brightness of color in the center where it leads up with the cold colors and then it's suddenly very bright. I think that was a fun, just happened to work out that way. The next one is pattern 1889. We have, like, these are in sets of 3, but then the one in the middle is 4, which kind of makes it kind of interesting. I like the cold colors in here with just a little hint of the red to just sort of, I don't know, just keep it from being too dark, I think. I think that one really turned out pretty cool as well. I really kind of, this month has been just a slew of great designs. I really, this has been a fun month. This one is pattern 1888. We've done this pattern before, but different. Before we started out with the teardrop start, where it kind of comes in as a triangle coming inwards and then went into it. And this time we went with the regular V-shape start and made it completely different, which is fun. And part of what I want to teach is there might be a pattern that you find interesting or find a segment of it interesting, but you want to change and make it a little bit more dynamic, or you're thinking about, putting your own spin on it. I'm trying to teach you how to do that, how to take your pattern and, make it symmetrical, make it, change in the middle. Maybe, I don't know, add something else to it. There's a lot of things you can do to a bracelet to kind of give it your own thing. So trying this one again, that was kind of fun. Okay, the next one is 3613. And this one is really interesting how it works with the colors. It's really bizarre and definitely one of those ones where I had to like follow the pattern closely to avoid making any mistakes. It almost looks like it's just an arrowhead, right? But it's not. It's very complex. Yeah, I definitely don't recommend that for a beginner at all. That was a doozy right there. That one could have broke me. The next one is this. This is 3536. This is a little bit like the fancy candy bracelets we do, except for it's a chevron. And so the outer part of the chevron is just going in the opposite direction. So it pulls colors from a different part and gives you a real interesting border. And then we toss a fun little diamond in the center of it just to make it go mirror back the other direction. A really simple bracelet that turns out looking really super cool. I mean, if we compare that to any other of the bracelets in here, I say this one holds up as still being interesting, despite the fact that it is not nearly as difficult as, say, you know, like that one was, or even that one. So there you go. Nice beginner friendly. All right, the next one is 3929. And this one is so chock full of zigzags. It's an insanely intense pattern. Very difficult to make, very difficult to have a nice clean edge to this. But it's a fun looking bracelet. It's, I could see maybe doing it in some different colors, maybe, you know, something a little bit closer to like these kind of colors. We tried, I was just trying a different set just to see how that would turn out. Which I still say it turned out pretty cool, but to be able to tell that where the orange is just a little hint of the orange going into that yellow. I think you kind of miss a bit of it. Same with the purple around the red. It just doesn't necessarily show up as much as it could have, but still hard bracelet, turned out neat. Next one, 3982. Now this one, when I first chose it, when I thought that, like, let's give this a try, I was thinking this is like some kind of just a regular old zigzag or something. It is not. The fact that it repeats itself a couple times in here is pretty cool. And usually that makes a pattern easier because you can start to anticipate. But it's not following like a set course of where the zigzags come in. So you get these long rows that just sort of happen, and then a large kick out, and then a smaller one. I have no idea what the original person was thinking about when they made it, but it looks cool. I mean, it's a fun bracelet. Just, I don't understand it. I just don't understand it. And then next is 5739. This one was one where it changes out at, you know, each time it goes through one of the segments here, goes into a different set of colors, and it primarily sticks to like red, blue, yellow, or something like that, or maybe it was red, yellow, blue, whatever. It sticks to the primary colors. When we flipped it like this, we didn't leave much space for any of that to happen, and we just went in, filled the ends with some chevrons there to make it a little bit easier. Fun bracelet, definitely interesting, definitely a big difference from the original. In fact, I had to check the green. I thought was a mistake. I thought there was something wrong with the fact, because everything else was going 3 and then 1 and 3 and 1. This one suddenly went 4. So, but that was actually part of the pattern itself. I don't know what the thought process was, if it was a mistake or just some cool idea to change it up kind of part way through. I don't know, but interesting bracelet. Love how it turned out. And then the final one, this is pattern 5921, which basically is that part of the design. Like, that was it. All these extra chevrons, changing colors, all that, that's all just whimsically changing things to come up with my own idea. This one took a little bit longer. This was like the longest bracelet out of the whole bunch, and it was incredibly easier. So I have no idea why this one took as long as it did, but I love the way it came out. I love the bright colors of it. And yeah, that was it. So that's the whole month of bracelets. If you have a favorite in there, you might want to go and watch the video of how we did the pattern, or maybe watch the video of getting it done, or watch them both. Why not? Be sure to hit a like if you enjoyed this video. And as always, don't get your strings in a bunch.